For ages too long to count, trolls and humans existed side by side, living quietly in the vast mountains and deep forests of Norway. Legends say the giants never bothered anyone until the spread of Christianity began sweeping across Europe. When the mission reached Norway, a young and ambitious king named Olaf the Holy took it upon himself to purify the land. Olaf marched into troll territories armed with a Bible and a sword. He discovered that sunlight could instantly turn trolls to stone, and he used this knowledge mercilessly. One by one, he hunted them down. Trolls who once lived peacefully began to fear anything tied to Christianity. In the end, Olaf wiped out nearly all of them. At least, that's how the story goes. This old tale was shared by a father to his daughter, Nora, when she was just a child. She didn't know then that this story would shape the path of her life. Nora is now an expert in ancient biology and folklore. One day, she receives a visit from her former colleague, Andreas, someone who once witnessed a real troll by her side years ago. He shows up unexpectedly, saying times have changed, there's a new government, a new prime minister, and a situation he needs her help with. He notices a book on her table, his book. Nora smiles, glad that he dedicated it to her father. Andreas replies softly, he would have wanted you to see what I'm about to show you. Nora, curious and slightly worried, asks, is there more? Without another word, he escorts her to a waiting helicopter. During the flight, he hands her a confidentiality agreement to sign. Nora reluctantly signs it and prepares herself. Their helicopter lands at an isolated power station called Vmort. Nora instantly recognizes the head professor, someone she used to work with before a major fallout. But that awkwardness disappears as soon as she sees the reason she's here. Inside the cold, heavily secured chamber lies something massive. A troll. An actual giant troll, restrained by chains and surrounded by industrial UV lights powerful enough to turn it to stone in seconds. The creature isn't dead. It's in a deep, slow heartbeat hibernation. According to the research team, they call him Jotun, a name passed down from the group that found him nearly a century ago. The strangest part, tests show his DNA shares more similarities with trees and soil than with any known creature. Nora agrees, trolls have always been described as beings of earth and stone. The project leader, Marion, arrives and clearly isn't happy to see Nora. The project is on the verge of being shut down because they've made no breakthroughs, and hiring Nora is a last-ditch effort by Andreas. They also reunite Nora with Sigrid, who is now expecting Andreas's child. In the same room, the team reveals an ancient artifact, a damaged scroll known as Olaf the Holy's Troll Law, dated over 1,000 years old. The readable half states that trolls were to be expelled from Norway. The missing half has never been recovered. Their assumption? If one troll exists, others might too, and humanity needs to understand them before history repeats itself. Nora says she needs time to think, but instead slips away and heads to the troll herself. She takes an elevator up to the troll's enormous face. Nora gently lays a hand on his stone-like skin and unconsciously hums a soft tune. Suddenly, monitors spike. The troll's heartbeat accelerates, and then its eyes open. Everyone witnessing this freezes in shock. The troll struggles violently, breaking free from his restraints. A professor attempts to activate the lethal UV lights, but Marion secretly sabotages the switch by spilling her coffee on it, refusing to allow the troll to be killed immediately after awakening. The troll smashes the chamber apart. One scientist is crushed underfoot. Nora barely survives as Andreas pulls her from a collapsing elevator. Jotun bursts out of the entire facility and disappears into the wilderness. Nora and Andreas are taken to a military base to meet Major Chris, another veteran from their first troll encounter. The new prime minister arrives, furious and terrified. He demands the troll be killed immediately. Nora protests. Last time the government killed a gentle troll who simply wanted to go home. But the prime minister fires back, revealing that his brother died 3 years ago in the incident Nora was responsible for. He refuses to repeat those mistakes. Despite this, Nora proposes a different middle ground and begs Chris to let her help. At first he refuses. She's not an official consultant anymore. But Nora reminds him of her father's death and Chris's guilt over the last mission. He reluctantly agrees. The military unveils their newly designed troll-hunting helicopters armed with UV cannons. Marion joins the operation too, much to Chris's delight. Sigrid warns Andreas before he leaves. You're Clark Kent, not Superman. Don't try to be a hero. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the city, nightlife is in full swing. Music, drinks, people dancing. Suddenly, the ceiling shatters. Jotun crashes into the club, roaring in hunger. Unlike the previous troll they encountered years ago, this one is aggressive and violent, picking up fleeing humans and swallowing them whole. The military arrives quickly. Chris and his co-pilot Amir attack with UV beams, burning the troll's skin. But Jotun wrenches a massive electric pole from the ground and throws it at them. Amir's helicopter is struck. He loses control. Knowing he won't survive, he steers the aircraft away from civilians before it explodes on impact. Chris is devastated and in a moment of pure rage, confronts the troll face to face. Jotun snarls but simply brushes past him. Nora tells Marion that trolls aren't naturally monsters. Centuries of human persecution turn them into what they are. The last troll they met only wanted to return home. Determined to understand Jotun's motive, Nora leads the team deep into the remote mountains. She brings them to a legendary hunting pit, supposedly the place where ancient humans kidnapped the Troll King's child. The story says the child vanished, but was never found. Nora taps a rock rhythmically. A moment passes, then another. Something huge stirs in the shadows. A troll emerges. This is the lost troll child, alive after all this time. Nora approaches gently, humming again. Miraculously, the troll hums back. This is how they communicate, through vibrations and sound. She teaches Andreas to hum as well, and soon they both share a moment of connection with the creature. Nora names him Beautiful, but Jotun is coming. She shoots a flare into the sky. When Jotun arrives, Beautiful steps forward bravely. The two trolls roar at each other, but Jotun stomps the ground so hard that the ice cracks open. Beautiful plunges into freezing water. Nora tries to help, but Chris pulls her back into the helicopter as they lift off. Nora watches helplessly as Beautiful sinks below the ice. After analyzing Jotun's travel path, the team realizes he is heading north toward Trondheim, the old center of Olaf's power. Nora remembers her father's stories. This is where Olaf led his crusade against trolls. Jotun appears to be seeking revenge. The team travels to Trondheim and meets Esther, a historian who once worked with Nora's father. Together, they investigate the ancient Nidaros Cathedral, rumored to hide Olaf's real tomb. Many have searched for it, but no one has succeeded. During their exploration, Andreas accidentally knocks part of a wall loose. Esther immediately recognizes the 3 holes symbolizing Olaf's final wounds: stomach, thigh, and neck. They insert torches into the holes like keys and turn them. A hidden chamber opens. Inside lies Olaf the Holy, perfectly preserved sword by his side. Sigrid carefully examines the missing half of the ancient troll law found beside him and discovers something shocking. The real law never ordered trolls to be expelled. Olaf wanted to give them a safe home. The church betrayed Olaf, altered his law, and killed him to justify exterminating trolls. That means Jotun's anger isn't directed at Olaf. It's directed at humanity. Worldwide news spreads about the troll crisis. The Prime Minister admits that the capital is lost and has ordered a full evacuation. Chris refuses to abandon Nora and the team. Andreas chooses to stay as well, even though Nora begs him to go home to his family. They discover that Olaf's real weapon wasn't a silver sword, it was holy water. The sword was simply a delivery tool. Nora tests holy water on troll material and watches it melt straight through. The people of Norway unite to help gather barrels of holy water from a sacred spring. The military loads them with explosives. Night falls. Jotun arrives. Church bells ring. Gunfire erupts. Explosions shake the ground. But the troll keeps pressing forward. Chris detonates several holy water bombs, burning Jotun badly, but he still refuses to fall. The soldiers retreat as the troll storms ahead. Suddenly, a familiar roar echoes. Beautiful is alive. The young troll charges into battle, slamming into Jotun. But the older troll is much stronger. He beats Beautiful down, grabs him, and forces his head underwater. Nora picks up a weapon to help. Marion explains that Jotun's internal system is vulnerable. They need holy water to reach his heart. The only remaining holy water bomb must be dropped directly into his mouth. From a helicopter, Andreas tries. But he fumbles. The detonator falls out. Chris explains the only option. Someone must drop the bomb and pull a hand grenade pin mid-air before impact. A suicide mission. Beautiful is drowning. Jotun is winning. Andreas looks at Nora. It's now or never. He calls Sigrid on the radio. Tell the baby that Papa was Superman. The signal cuts off. Andreas jumps. He grips the bomb, pulls the pin mid-fall, and disappears into the troll's open mouth. A massive explosion erupts from within Jotun's chest. Beautiful, using the last of his strength, rips out Jotun's heart, ending the giant for good. Time passes. Sigrid welcomes her baby into the world. Nora, Chris, Marion, and the others slowly rebuild their lives. Beautiful survives and occasionally visits Nora, the one human he trusts. And that, my friends, concludes this incredible story. If you enjoyed this recap, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing stories.